Hello? You guys? I think there's a breakdown in technology happening. I'm like so nervous because my phone isn't recording stuff and it's deleting some of my messages, which is annoying. So, okay, I'm going to try and get it out in this message. So, body needs to be autonomous, separate from the soul body. Our bodies can sense this. They are intuitive. They're trying to tell us about this. We feel this. That's why there's the creation of the metaverse, to try and create a digital body, because they're like so scared that we're not going to be able to keep control. But also, there are some incarnating beings who aren't really interested in having a body anymore. So they are kind of like all for the spiritual body taking over, even though that would, and so there's this idea around Lemuria, and it's twofold, because yes, heaven on earth, translucence, the spiritual on earth, right? But also it's like, wait a minute, we're not going back to Lemuria and repeating history, we're having a new envisioning of a new earth. Oh, okay, which I'm just looking to make sure the time doesn't stop. And these monarchs, that's why the monarchs are still here, because it's like, you're not fleshing out our existence. Our transformation does not mean the end of this existence, the end of the 3D. Not everything changes, just certain parts. We don't lose our bodies altogether, just a new form. More independent one that allows for more movement. And I'm just like so happy it hasn't stopped yet, the video. Okay, so our bodies are doing all of these things to tell us around that they want to remain autonomous, right? One of these things that's happening is like the celibacy movement. I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm like an avid part of it, but like I just am celibate right now. And it's by choice, because I just don't want to have sex with somebody that I don't care about, and that doesn't care about me, because I've just realized it doesn't work for me. But even that is like an expression of wanting to keep your body autonomous, right? Which is funny because it comes at the same time as this sexual liberation movement, but we all know that movement's kind of wonky, because what they talk about isn't really sexually liberating. It's quite steeped in sexism and patriarchy, but we'll get to that another day. So there's also the body positivity movement, right? That's all about being in your body, accepting your body, seeing your body for what it is, accepting and loving your human form. The physical body, the human body is something that is our home as incarnating beings. Our body is our home, right? But for the soul, the body is not their home. The soul has their own body, which they are disconnected from. And so there's this whole movement right now in the spiritual world for the soul to reconnect with their bodies. And that's happening, and it's going to happen on earth. And so the spiritual body is going to become a whole thing. What the spiritual body looks like is beyond me. I have no idea. It might not be physical in the same sense that we understand physical to be. And it might not be a body in the same way that we see a body, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not there and it's not going to have an effect on us, because we all have very intangible experiences that very much so affect our physical being. And that's not to say that the soul shouldn't get their body. They should. It's very important that they do. Oh, look at all these monarchs. But sometimes you just have to watch them go. But as they... Okay, I'm going to stop rushing now because I think my phone is okay again. Thank you, phone. Please stay working. Thank you, God. So that was divine intervention, because I'm telling you, they're just deleting my messages. But yeah, so it's very important that the soul gets their own body. Very important. It's going to help us with like past life trauma, karma, all that stuff, dissociation, all that stuff. And as earth beings, we understand how horrible it is to not have your own body. You know what? Maybe I'll just cross the street. We understand how horrible it is to not be in your body, right? I'm a survivor. I understand. how horrible it is to feel disconnected from your body and out of control in your body. I'm an immigrant. I understand how horrible it is to not feel like you have a home base. And my tribe is nomadic, so on my mother's side. So we also have that experience. And right now the soul's experience is mirroring the immigrant experience on Earth. But it's also mirroring lots of honking today. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, the distractions are like all around. Anyways, I was talking about how as the incarnating being, you are your own being, separate from your soul. You are your own body. Your soul has its own body as well. Your soul's body is going to affect you once they come into reuniting. Once they reunite with their body, it's going to be a new experience of the spiritual being physical on Earth. It's going to be positive. It's a good thing that they're in their bodies. Though, think about all the things that come with having a body. Body insecurity, self-hate, violence, violations, boundaries, all things around the body. Health. Some souls are going to connect with their bodies and find that their bodies are like, fuck you, same way our bodies do that to us sometimes. Some are going to reunite with their bodies and not like it because there's one specific understanding of what, or maybe there's a specific understanding of what a soul body is meant to look like. Maybe theirs won't match that. Then they're going to have to deal with certain things. You know what I mean? Some souls are going to reunite with their bodies and find that their bodies are a mix of energies, kind of like being multiracial on Earth. And maybe there's discrimination against that. There's just going to be all these different experiences. So the soul is also going to become very emotional during this time. And the body is going to become very emotional. We're going to get to hear the physical, the body experience from the soul and hear their woes. And also get to know what it was like for them when they were disconnected. It's also this connection to death energy. And really stepping into the darkness and not being afraid of it and having those tough conversations. But anyways, so yeah, we all understand that it's horrible to not have your body. So it's very important that they do. But it's also important that you have your autonomy. And I think that there is this fear and this desperate movement to cling on to the body that all of us are reaching out into in different ways. Some from a place of fear, and others from a place of empowerment. I feel pretty good, to be honest. I think I'm going to be okay with my body and with the soul, with my soul coming into connection with their body, because I want to be autonomous and I want my separate experience, and I am cherishing my body. Haven't always been this way, but I'm there now, closer there to that now, to a point where I feel safe. And I want everyone to feel that way because everyone deserves to have a choice. And I'm realizing how all of my experiences in my life have led me to understand the importance of your body. I mean, I also grew up as a sick kid. I also talk about disability a lot and how I feel as though I have one and how I'm not ashamed of that. But it's hard in my family because they don't even like to use that kind of language, like disability. It's seen as like a bad thing. And that's hard because then it's hard for me to talk about my experience without feeling shamed or like I'm being selfish or like I'm speaking on an experience that I don't understand, even though I personally feel like I do. It's just a different experience. But anyways, I've had a lot of experiences around the body in order to know that I think this is something that's important to me in this lifetime and something I should be talking about with all of you. You know why the physical body is also important? Because the physical body is also going to be representing mortality and aging. We're going to get to see like the aging of souls in the physical through their bodies. And that's so funny because what's being mirrored right now on Earth is this anti-aging movement. But though in some other ways it's like, and we're getting it in like twofold, because we're like having an anti-aging movement like cosmetically, but then we also have it like more like naturally, where it's like eat these foods so that you don't age, basically. All of this avoidance of death energy and signs of your own mortality. Though when you think about it, aging is actually more so a sign of your immortality. But it's hard to reconcile that with the fact that death can also mean immortal. If you don't die, you're not really experiencing immortality, because you're not experiencing all the veins of existence, just this one track of life. But anyways, God, I just, thoughts all over the place, But I just really wanted to get out this message around the body. It's important for you as an incarnating being to recognize that your body is separate from the soul body. And if you don't want to be intertwined, and there's nothing wrong with being mixed, right? This is separate. But there is, it's more balanced. I think it's more balanced. If you can recognize your own autonomy as a body. It's like 11/22 instead of 11/11. We always cherish 11/11. But 11/22 is essentially the same, just a little bit different. It recognizes the difference, but there's still a huge connection which links it, and it's still beautiful. You know what I mean? Just different variations of something that is still divine. And you're allowed to be individual. You're allowed to have separateness. There's also this obsession with oneness, wholeness. We are together, in the soul realm. In the soul realm, the spiritual realm. And who knows what trauma that comes from. Why did the souls ascend so quickly and so much, so high? What were they fighting off? What were they running from? Why was there an escape from the body? What pain was brought via the body that souls abandoned their bodies? There must have been a reason. There was a reason that, there was a migration away from the lower vibrations, a migration away from our understanding of the physical. Something happened. There were violations, And it's kind of like a new experience for Earth as well. Because from what I understand about Lemuria, and I'm not really entirely sure, but the physical was kind of a little bit different back then, too. And we created this physical body so that we could have a bit of a boundary, because we had a body in Lemuria, but I think it was more open to others experiencing it in a way that kind of felt invasive. It's the same way with empaths, that you have to protect and you have to have boundaries with your energy. And just the other day, I was listening to a reading and she was talking about spiritual hygiene. And that is it's connected to that discussion around boundaries with your body. And we're going to also be like teachers to the soul around how to have a positive relationship with their body, how to love their body. How to nourish and care for their body and recognize their body as their home, It's going to be really interesting. But we're all going to be experts in this, because look at our experiences on Earth. But yeah, just move your body, be in your body. Very important, because you don't want to be disconnected, and the monarchs are just like abundant. I'm just seeing so many more than I would ever see before. I'm so happy about it. It's becoming like my new normal. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a monarch. It's really good. It's really good. It's very good. Anyways, what was I saying? I'm like fatigued. Also, like, I went to my old coffee shop because I'm leaving for a while and I wanted to see it one last time. Can't eat there again. It made me sick. It's too heavy. It's because I had eggs and like butter and stuff like that. I was trying the breakfast sandwich for nostalgia, but now my body's like, mistake. A mistake was made. But anyways, yeah. So anyways, oh yeah, and I feel like I was saying I was calling bullshit on the whole narrative around we don't want to be in our bodies, or that we don't like being on earth, and blah 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 blah, because the soul loves the body. They miss their body. That's why they're here. You know what I mean? Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the whole light as a feather, blah blah blah. I was telling you about the tree. We are like the tree as incarnating beings. The tree is our bestie. Yeah, my thoughts are getting kind of jumbled now. I'm tired and I'm hot. So I'm going to leave it here. I really hope that I made sense. I'll probably come back and say something else. But for now, I'm leaving it here. I'm going to try and piece together all of those other clips that I tried to record, but I don't know if they're even going to be there. I really hope they are. But I don't know. So anyways, bye.